we call dry lands in Africa, are inhabited by extremely poor people, the poorest of the poor. Although the region, or what we call the Sahel, a strip of land across Africa, having 11 countries, is extremely important in terms of biodiversity. Previously, I'm talking about hundreds of years ago, it used to be extremely rich in biodiversity. But because of the desertification and the encroachment of the desert from the north to the south, they lost quite a bit of the biodiversity there. Adding to that, the poverty and the lack of electricity for cooking, for lighting, and so on. And all that forced people to go to the forest, to cut the wood, to make food, which is quite understandable. If you don't find any alternative, this is the only thing you can do. They have their own problems, and poverty is making things worse, and also the political problems. So all this put together, I think, make us really aware of the gravity of the problem, and urging everybody in Africa and outside Africa to try to see a solution for that. Because if we solve the problem of the Sahel, we will solve so many other problems for humanity. Because you have unleashed the power of the brain. Humans thinking, human intelligence is uniform everywhere, but the opportunities are not the same. If we look at the situation around the year 2000 and look at who is doing science in the world, who are the best countries and the most productive countries in science, you will find immediately what we call the North, the industrialized countries, Europe and the United States in particular, having the majority of scientific productivity. And I'm measuring this in terms of publications in peer-reviewed journals. Around the year 2000, the civilized world or developed world produced something like 80% of the publications in peer-reviewed journals. And the entire South, including China, produced 20%. Now the situation has changed enormously. The latest data that I have seen, 2024 and 2025, the developing world produced 50% of the publications. This is within a span of 25 years. This is moving on. It's not stagnant. Every year there is an increase. If you go back 10 years and you measure it year after year, every year there is an increase. So my prediction is that after 20 years, maximum 25 years, the South will be 80%. Take my word for that, if it continues like this. This is very important, because if you look at the population in the world, you will find 80% of them in developing countries and 20% of them in the Western countries. This is equal to the ratio of people, and this is what it should be. Humans are there to produce science, essentially, or at least a good group of them. Just imagine, in addition to that, the problems we talked about the Sahel, 540 million people. They are given the power to do science. At the moment, that region, 540 million people, produce only 1% of the publications in science and technology. Just imagine that a revolution happens, a scientific revolution happens. The leadership will be within the South, and they will define the agenda for science for long, long years and for many, many years to come.